you as a child of God, you should always depend on the blessing to supply what you need. And that's what the blessing wants to do. No matter your situation, the blessing supplies whatever is lacking. It doesn't matter what you are facing, the blessing supplies whatever is what? Lacking. From material things to husband to wife to children, the blessing you carry supplies it. That's how it's meant to be. He said, the blessing of the Lord, it maketh what? Rich. That word rich, or that phrase, make it rich, is talking about it brings full supply. It's not money. It's not talking about money. The blessing of God it supplies richly, rich. You know, when you pour milk in tea and you pour a lot of milk, they'll say this tea is what? Rich. That's what they are saying. Full supply. Somebody gets what I'm saying, sir? So I agree the economy in Nigeria is hard, but there's something called the windows of heaven. Oh, listen, guys, listen. And this is where the devil cheats many people. The windows of heaven, or the window of heaven, doesn't only supply money. The window of heaven is heaven opening up to you. And you must understand that heaven is a spiritual place. I'm trying to look for how to explain this thing to you. Heaven is a spiritual place. What this means is that, hope you know there are no cars in heaven. Please, I hope we all know that. Hope you know there are no cars in heaven. Hope you know there are no houses in heaven. There's no house there. There's no job there. There's no material thing there that can translate it here. Somebody get what I'm saying? All they have in heaven are spiritual blessings. That's why the Bible says he has already blessed us with all spiritual blessing in heaven. All the blessings are in spiritual form. They're not in physical form. So even your husband or wife or child, anything you're praying for, is not in heaven. What happens when God opens you the windows of heaven, or when the window of heaven opens onto you, is that you are able to access whatever was lacking here. Once they open it for you, anything lacking is released. And that's why, if you know, remember that story we read some weeks ago, when there was a famine in the land, and they called the man of God, and the man of God prayed and said, by this time tomorrow, there will be breakthrough all over this town, money will be everywhere, food will be everywhere. And that prophet, that special advisor to the king came and said, how can this thing happen? That even if God opens the windows of heaven, it's impossible. And the man of God said, no, when the windows of heaven open, nothing is impossible. It's the same phrase they use when they talk about tithing, for instance. In Malachi, they say when you bring in the tithes, say God will open the windows of heaven and pour you out what? A blessing. Pours you out a blessing. Then they say you won't have room enough to receive it. How can't I have room enough to receive a blessing? Because what they are pouring out is not what you get. What they are pouring out is the blessing. The blessing now produces whatever you lack. And they say it will increase you so much, you won't have room enough to keep it. Somebody getting what I'm saying?